Hillary and Obama intended for all of them to die to keep them quiet. Somebody else said, can't wait until it finally dawns on Maher that Obama and Morsi, that's the deposed president of Egypt, colluded to kidnap Stevens in order to trade him for the blind sheik. Obama was funneling money to the Muslim Brotherhood. Of course, we know that. Here's another one. Obama set Benghazi up. He made a backdoor agreement with Arab terrorists. We'll never know, but I bet Hillary and Barry do. I'm just saying that I don't know if we've learned a lot since Dallas 50 years ago. I'm not saying that it was or wasn't a conspiracy. The magic bullet is pretty suspicious. But I just think people do bad things. And it's not always because of a good reason. And, you know, JFK got shot. It was a terrible thing. People cannot seem to accept that it could have just been from a lone nut with a mail-order rifle. But maybe that's what it was. I think we need conspiracy theories the same reason we need God, because we cannot accept that things are just random.
Well, his son kind of had that view. I knew President Kennedy's son. I helped him start George Magazine. And when we were launching the magazine, we sat around and we prepared him for the press conference, just like you would a politician. So we were anticipating various questions. And John's friend, Gary Ginsberg, who's a lawyer, said to him, this takes a lot of cojones, he said to him, are you going to use your magazine to investigate who killed your father? And it was just a few of us sitting around. I gasped. And John said, you know, I've thought about this a lot. And the answer is no. I could spend my whole life chasing this and probably never really find out what happened, but it would not change the operative fact that I didn't have a dad. And, you know, we lost a president, and I'm glad we've investigated and all, but fundamentally, he kind of said what Hillary said, which is the central point is that my father's dead, and I can't, like, lose my whole life trying to figure out how that happened.
Isn't it interesting that in countries where they do not trust the government, where they don't think government works, conspiracy theories always come to the fore. Look at the Middle East. In every Middle Eastern country, everything is a conspiracy theory. They don't believe anything.
But someone had to, I'm sorry.
No, I think you're right. In America, there seems to me there are more conspiracy theorists in America than there are in the United Kingdom. There are, 11% of Americans still think the US government was behind the attacks of 9/11. 37% of Americans think that global warming's, your ice hockey stick, is a hoax. I think if you have an almost pathological mistrust of government in the way that many Americans do, then you project onto that government all of your fears. If you, and around JFK, if you thought, you know, if you didn't like big government, of course government must somehow have been behind this because government is a big, bad, evil thing, therefore there must be a conspiracy behind it. And the idea that, you know, some lone, banal loser with a $21 rifle could have shot the President of the United States just seems implausible to people. It just seems they don't want to believe that it was just one person. And then if you don't like government as well, it's just one step further to say it was a conspiracy.
Well, I watch A&E specials like everyone else, and you're drawn to them. You're drawn to them. But Benghazi, a little bit different. Someone had the job to protect that ambassador.
Oh, we're back to that.
And those folks. Well, and nobody lost their job, by the way. I mean, that's somebody got paid to protect their lives, so that's a little different. But as far as conspiracy theories, Americans clearly love them.
Okay.